on Glacial Lake Outburst Floods. This webinar is organized by Center of Excellence in Structural Engineering and Disaster Management, which is a Center of Excellence in Jaypee University of Information Technology, Vaknagar, Solna. We are very glad to have you all here. Before we start, we would like to share a video from Jaypee University with you all.
Experience tranquility as you drive through the population-free lush green slopes of Vaknagar Solan to reach functionality and aesthetically spread 25 acres of easy-flowing and community-friendly landscape. Welcome to Jaypee University of Information Technology, Vaknagar Solan. Set up in 2002 under the Extraordinary Gazette Notification of Government of Himachal Pradesh. This is the only private university in the state whose chancellor is the governor of Himachal Pradesh. With 108 professors, most of whom are PhD from reputed universities around the world, JUIT offers BTech, MTech, MSc, PhD in computer science, IT electronics and communication engineering, bioinformatics, biotechnology, and civil engineering, whose curriculum is supplemented by SWAYAM and PTEL. A home to almost 2,000 students, this university is twice accredited by NAAC. The world-class state-of-the-art infrastructure of JUIT has 57 labs, including Virtual Lab, eYentra Lab, IoT, lecture theaters, classrooms, tutorial rooms, laboratories, vast auditorium, administrative and faculty offices, an enormous library, and 6 well-equipped gyms. The campus is designed with a vision of creating a university of international repute and highest global standards. Fully equipped with learning tools and web-based educational environment, the campus is planned for the advanced computing infrastructure. Facilities like bank, temple, and helipad are all within the campus. JUIT takes pride in being a member to IEEE chapter and Computer Society of India chapter. It also conducts student exchange programs with the University of Nebraska, Omaha, and University of Florida, USA. To give an experience of the real corporate world and understand the challenges that lies ahead, our students also get an opportunity to connect with industry professionals and self-made entrepreneurs. Our exclusive placement cell has an excellent placement record. All this has brought us several accolades. We're ranked among the top 100 engineering institutes by NIRF, MHRD. We've been declared Best Private University of Himachal Pradesh by Dialogue India in 2018 for academics and infrastructure. We're also ranked first under category of value for money and third under the category of top private university in 2018 for offering value for money education by India Today. With a hygienic mess named Annapurna, well-furnished hostels with single and double rooms, mechanized laundry, 24/7 water supply, complete power backup, and Wi-Fi connectivity, we ensure that students feel at home while they're away from home. The overall growth in personality and confidence is taken care by conduct of debates, declamation contests, and a host of indoor and outdoor games. NCC Wing for Girls and a vibrant youth club that organizes popular sports festival called Padakram, literally festival and cultural festival, which further heightens their energy levels. They're also encouraged to develop independence in thought and action, as well as trained to deploy appropriate technology paradigms for given tasks, explore new horizons, and lead teams to solve complex problems. With our learner-centric educational process, students are free to find their own paths and learn their way to limitless opportunities that awaits them. So be a part of Jaypee University of Information Technology, Vagnakot, Himachal Pradesh to be the leaders in innovation, entrepreneurship, creativity, and management. Because this is where we engineer lifelong learners.
All right, so this was about Jaypee University. Now I would like to invite Dr. Ashish Kumar, Head of Civil Engineering and Chairman of Center of Excellence in Structural Engineering and Disaster Management, to say a few words.
Thanks, Sugandha. Good morning to all of you. On behalf of Department of Civil Engineering, I welcome you all in this one-day webinar session on Glacial Lake Outburst Floods and Insight, which is being organized by Center of Excellence in Structural Engineering and Disaster Management. This Center of Excellence for Structural Engineering and Disaster Management was set up in year 2018 in the Department of Civil Engineering of Jaypee University, and we started this Department of Civil Engineering in JUIT in year 2003, and we are running a BTech course in Civil Engineering and MTech course in Structural Engineering, Environment Engineering and Construction Management. And this year, in the coming session 2022, we are going to offer a new course, BTech in Civil Engineering with a computer application. So this Center of Excellence was established with the vision of creating awareness and disseminating the intellectual resources related to the advancement in the structural engineering and the disaster management. So with that, we started this center, and since then we are providing training through webinar sessions, through seminars and workshops, etc., for the professionals and also for the students, so that they get an insight and latest development in the field of structural engineering and the disaster management. So if we talk about the today's topic, that is the glacial hazards, so it is basically associated with the glaciers and the glacial lakes in high mountain areas. And in the recent years, what we have seen that the overall temperature of the environment is increasing, and there is a climate change. So, and what is the effect is that our glacier's life cycle is continuously getting affected, and our glaciers are melting, and as a result of that, what is happening, a large quantity of water lakes are having, and these are basically a potential cause of these glacial lake outburst floods in the downstream of the region. So these outbursts have repeatedly caused the loss of a human life as well as severe damage on the local infrastructures. So what we think that as a civil engineer, we must have a knowledge and insight about what are the basic regions of these glacial outburst, and what preventive measures we may take in that respect. So the today's session is on the various aspects of these glacial lake outburst floods. So I am thankful now to our speaker of the event, Mr. Narendra Kumar Yadav ji, who is Chief Engineer retired from Uttarakhand Irrigation Department, for giving consent to deliver the expert talk on this topic. And he has a very vast experience in hydro-mechanical and hydrostructural work in the Shivalik range of Himalayas. And I'm thankful you, sir. It is my belief that we will be having a highly storming session on various aspects of this glacial lake outburst, and with this, I think that all of us will be benefited and will fortify our proficiency in this field. And once again, I welcome all of you in this session. Thank you. And over to you, Sugandha.
Yes. Thank you very much, Ashish sir. So I will introduce Mr. Narendra Kumar Yadav right now. Before I move on to that, I see some hands are raised by Mr. Chandan Shah. Sir, did you have a question? All right. Okay. So I will introduce Mr. Narendra Kumar Yadav now. I am very close to the speaker at present. I've known him for a long time. Mr. Narendra Kumar Yadav retired as Chief Engineer from Uttarakhand Irrigation Department in 2019. He has completed his Bachelor of Engineering from IIT Roorkee in 1983, after which he joined L&T and worked until 1986. He started working at the Irrigation Department from 1986, where he has worked and supervised multiple projects. He has supervised multiple projects. Some of the notable ones, which you may have seen also. He has worked on fabrication and erection of Shiv Dhanush Bridge in Haridwar, or the Om Bridge of Haridwar. He has also worked at government workshop and has been part of design, fabrication, and erection of multiple dam gates. I think we can all benefit from his experience as an engineer at the Uttarakhand Irrigation Department. The topic that he suggested was very helpful for all of us. So I hope that all of you will benefit from it. Sir, if you may want to start.
Hello. Thank you, Dr. Sugandha Singh, Dr. Ashish Kumar.
Sir, okay. Now your voice is clear. Thank you. Can you start your presentation?
Welcome, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir, you will have to mute your laptop, I think. उसका वॉल्यूम बंद कर दीजिए.
How are you? Now you are listening?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
बिल्कुल म्यूट हो गया ना.
हाँ, we can listen to you.
Hello. Are you listening?
Sir, there is an echo. एक में आपका आवाज आ रहा है और एक में सर जिस स्पीकर से आप बोल रहे हो उसी का वॉल्यूम तेज कर लीजिए सुनने के लिए.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Sugandha, now you are able to see. Welcome all delegates. Now I will today I will give a lecture on glacier GLOF study, especially in case of Uttarakhand tragedy. फिर शेयरिंग बंद हो जाएगा. हेलो इको आ रही है आर यू लिसनिंग ऑल
Sir, we can listen to you, but there is still echo.
Sir Narendra Kumar ji, I think you opened Google Meet like from 2 devices. I can see Narendra Kumar Yadav. So when you open those 2 devices and then they're at the same place, I think that the echo happens.
let me join again.
Okay, sir.
Thank
You
you, sir.
please on from only one device.
I'm sorry for the delay, everyone. Sir has joined from one device. Hopefully, there won't be any echo. Sir, if you would like, you can start your.
हाँ हेलो
All right, sir. I think we can see you now. See your PPT now.
Welcome you all delegates. Sorry for this technical error in the computer. The Glacial Lake Outburst Hazard Assessment.
Presentation off over here.
This actually I have covered when this havoc came in June 13 in Uttarakhand and this Kedarnath and this the whole Ganga and Yamuna Valley this devastated the whole lot of damages in the hill states.
Sir, PPT, sir, आपके PPT visible नहीं है.
Now?
अभी नहीं हुई सर.
आना चाहिए इसमें.
Sir, if you can share your PPT with me, I can present it for you.
I have shared actually. I'm not able to understand why this not.
सुगंधा तुम present कर दो.
मेल आ गया तुम्हारे पास सुगंधा?
नहीं सर, आपका मेल नहीं आया मेरे पास.
I don't know why.
If possible, please send it over on WhatsApp.
एक मिनट. अभी भी इसमें तो शेयर शो कर रहा है.
Sir, उसको stop sharing करके then you can present again so that it is visible to everyone.
Yeah, Amrit ji, we are trying. Please wait for a while.
I'm very sorry everyone for the technical problem. We will get it fixed as soon as possible.
डॉक्टर सुगंधा आप आ रहा है?
नहीं सर, अभी भी नहीं आ रहा.
अच्छा, यहाँ पूरा शेयर कर रहा है.
Let me call you, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
मनु, हाँ सुख गई? यहाँ तो लेकिन शो कर रहा है. हेलो.
So your window is shared. Can you move the slide back? Go to the main slide. Yes.
Sorry, friends. Due to technical errors, some problem came actually. Now I will start. This Glacial Lake GLOF study, actually, earlier that there was not a GLOF study for these hydro projects and some other these projects. But seeing this flood in June 13 across when this problem came, then this government of India ordered that for every project, this GLOF study must be there. So especially this Sugandha, now you are listening me?
I can listen to you, sir, but your presentation is coming blank.
Coming black?
Yeah.
पीपीटी सर आ रही है और जा रही है.
हाँ ये
सर आप पीपीटी अगर आप पीपीटी सर आप ईमेल कर दीजिए. सुगंधा शेयर कर देंगे.
एक जस्ट अब आ रही है देखो.
आगे
जी आ रही है.
This glacial lake outburst hazard assessment in Uttarakhand, especially I have taken as a this challenge for my projects of Tuni and Plasu. For this, I studied from NIH, part of this Government of India organization. My dear friends, these major disasters in Himalayas because of these three. One is the terrestrial, second the atmospheric, and third is the man-made. In terrestrials, actually this comes earthquakes. Due to earthquake, also some changes in environmental, in the roads, in the hilly areas schemes. And second is the atmospheric, means the cloud bursts, flash floods and debris flow, landslides, mass movement, avalanches, drought, thunder windstorm, and hailstorms. And because of disasters in June 13, Uttarakhand, this Kedarnath tragedy occurred because there was a cloud burst triggered at the time, and it was a flash flood plus the debris flow, and that will damage the whole system or over this Ganga and canal system. And third one is the man-made, means the forest fire. When there is forest fire, then also some eco changes there. The global warming is also there, temperature rise is also there. But here, the GLOF studies maximum comes this, I will cover this topic, atmospherics, and the cloud bursts and the flash floods and the landslides. What is actually, when we discuss about the GLOF, then first of all comes what the word stands for. The GLOF stands for Glacial Lake Outburst Flood, and this is the topic for today's this webinar. These glacial lakes are common in high elevation of glacialized basins, my dear friends. In the Himalayan beds, the lakes are of the glaciers lakes, they covered with the snows and all these. They are found when glacier ice or moraines or natural depressions impound water. Third, there are various varieties of such lakes ranging from meltwater ponds on the surface of glacier to large lakes in slight valleys dammed by a glacier in the main valley. And these lakes normally drain their water through seepage in front of the retreating glaciers. My dear friends, here also in Kedarnath, this happened also because in the top of the Kedarnath temple, there were so many lakes. And these lakes with when this water flowed from there and it was a heavy rain, I will tell you later on how much the rain and continuous rain occurred, and this moraines actually, it was actually sandy type. It was not a stone or a hill rock type, but it is very soft in nature, and that comes with the drains, seepage with the water, and that havoc created. The moraine creates topographic depression in which the melt water is generally accumulated, leading to formation of glacial lakes. When this lake is watertight, melt water will accumulate in the basin until seepage overflow limits the lake level. When this melts, actually, the water actually filled in the lakes, and sometimes it overflows, but sometimes it is seepage from the bottom, and when the seepage is continuously, then this more drains comes out and a lot of water comes through it. Such moraine dammed lakes appear to be the most common type of glacial lakes. Failure of these ice or moraine dams leading to disaster destruction even has documented throughout the world. Flash floods caused by the outburst of the glacial lakes, called as GLOF, are well known in Himalayan, where such lakes had often been formed by landslides. And next is GLOF have immense potential of flooding in downstream areas, causing disastrous consequences due to the release of large volume water in a very short interval of time. My dear friends, when we are not considering this GLOF study earlier in the projects, what happens, like recently we have seen a lot of damages in the Himalayas in the hydro projects because this whenever this project is study. Sometimes it is 10%, sometimes it is 25%, but it is a flash flood, and that cause a havoc, and we have to consider all these points while designing any structure in the Himalayan regions. Now, see the GLOFs. This is the Himalayan. I will show later on by the slides that I have taken from the site also. I have visited this Kedarnath Valley after this devastation or this GLOF study or outburst came. The causes of outburst for glacier ice dam means the ice melts, glacier retreats. A tunnel under the ice. That ice is when this is moraine actually. This is not a solid, this rocks there. From the moraines, the seepage and tunnels form there. Overtopping caused by the upper glacier calving, ice fall or rock fall. And second is the moraine dam, because in the piping, overtopping caused by upper glacier calving, ice fall on rock fall. And third one, the ice core moraine dam. Ice core melts resulting in piping, overtopping caused by upper glacier calving, ice fall or rock fall. So my dear friends, these are the three that the glacier ice dam, the moraine dam, the ice core moraine dam, and I will discuss all these three in detail in the later slides. So this is because number one, when there is a havoc rain, number two, because of the global warming, as you all know, during this last decade or centuries, the temperature rises from 1 to 1.5 degrees centigrade in the last 30 or 40 years, and it is because of the mostly the global warming. And for this separate topic is there that when any moments come, then we'll cover all these things. But here today, only the GLOF study in the Himalayan region, whether it's a Uttarakhand or in JNK or in this Sikkim or in Northeast, we have this Himalayan, this territory is there. These are some pictures that I have taken from this satellite images before and after this devastation came, and how you are seeing in the first picture actually the moraines, the drains, seepage is coming from these sides, and the lakes are on the top actually. You see, these are the lakes, and the ice lakes are there. And this is the Chorabari Glacier. This is here is Kedarnath, and these are the pictures that had been captured by our satellite images. Yeah. Now I will discuss about the Chorabari Glacier. The total length of this glacier is 7 kilometers. The altitude is 3,800 meters. Base camp is Sonpriyag, district Rudraprayag, and district Garhwal. The enormous Chorabari Glacier, also known as Chorabari Bamak Glacier, is situated in the Garhwal Himalayan of Uttarakhand. This glacier is very close to our Kedarnath. One of the two snouts of this glacier serve as a prominent source for the Mandakini River, which is a tributary of Alaknanda River. The other snout at 3,835 meters, feet above sea level, drains into Chorabari Tal. This is known as a Tal, actually Himalayas all know, where this lake is all known as a, like Bhimtal, Sattal or Nainital, Nokochia Tal, same actually Himalayan regions. The Chorabari lies between the latitude of this and longitude of this, from an altitude of approximately 6,000 meters, 20,000 feet at the slopes of Kedarnath peak to 3,800 meters. The total length of the glacier is 7 kilometers. Glacier is about 5.9 square kilometer, and the glacier slope is 11 degrees to the south. So, my dear friends, maximum damages came when this water releases from the Chorabari Glacier, because it was the nearest to our Kedarnath temple. What exactly took place on the night on June 16? My dear friends, on June 16th, there was a rainfall of around 120 millimeter in 24 hours before the flash flood of June 13 at Kedarnath. Earlier, my dear friends, if you go on to the history, in 1924, at 40 hours, this rain came and that also created a havoc in Hardwar. At that time also that 6,40,000 of cubic of water came through the Gange, both Alaknanda six lakh 40,000 cubic of water. And at that time there was no this group study and all the things, and this project of TD was also not there. But in June this 13, my dear friends, when TD dam was constructed, that means the tributary of this Ganga of Bhagirathi is totally closed. Only the water of Alaknanda came, and that lake, the discharge was around 5,25,000. So imagine if the TD dam was not there, then if you add 6,000, 5,25,000 plus the same water came from this Bhagirathi tributary, means 10,000 or 11,000, 11 lakh of cubic of water came and through Hardwar. It could come and damage the whole, the plain areas of Hardwar, Bijnor, Muradabad, and all this up to the Bay of Bengal. So, my dear friends, now as the science improved, as the technology improved, and a lot of this GLOF studies, this software came, and we can study the how much the discharge self flow from these lakes if, as, and when there is a burst in the lake. The town and the glacier above are 3 kilometers apart. There is no automatic weather stations. At the time, there was no automatic weather station, but now we have installed so many automatic weather stations, and we are getting the exactly the weather reports and data, and we can warn the people who are nearby there. There is evidence that a small lake was formed during the rains above Kedarnath. These actually the studies, a lot of this NIH also they have studies, Vardia institutes, they have also institutes for different regions, some government of India, some government of Uttarakhand, and the state disaster management department also have the surveys and the causes and remedies. And for this we also have a workshop in Dehradun also, and that what steps should we take to avoid such an havoc in future. The lake must have lasted for short duration. It was 100 square hectare lake, which contained 10 million liters of water. The water had collected in the lake down along with the water from the glacier. The lake burst due to the breach in the blockade and formed its boundary, coupled with the heavy rains in the area. This caused H+. So, my dear friends, what happened on that day? Because in 24 hours, 120 millimeter rain came, and the flash flood and the moraines actually, the moraines, the sandy, that's earlier it was a seepage. When it became piping gradually, it was overtopped, and the pipings makes a continuous like a tunnel, and the water poured from it. Rains plus the lake water, and that caused a heavy flash flood in that, and that damages up to the Rudraprayag in this area. It is because of the lake that there was excessive stream runoff, and a third channel was formed. I will show in the next picture that these are the damages caused by our June 13 floods. Even in Rishikesh, you can see in near Lakshman Jhula, the holy this Shiv idol was submerged, and not submerged, but it was damaged, and it came from the platform out. The massive rainfall and cloudburst events happened at multiple places, including Bhagirathi Basin, Ashiganga Basin, Mandakini Basin, Badrinath region, and other places in Alaknanda region from 15th June 13 to around 18th June 13. So it was around 4 days, havoc, rains, the cloudburst. This led to the melting of Chorabari Glacier at the height of 3,800 meters, and eruption of the Mandakini River, which led to the heavy floods near Kedar Dome, Rudraprayag district, Uttar Pradesh, and Himachal Pradesh. It is considered to be the largest natural disaster after tsunami occurred in 2004. So my dear friends, at that time it was and lot of pupils actually died because all have went for visit to the holy pilgrim of Kedarnath, and the pupils were stranded in between and tried to escape, but because it was a flash flood and a lot of this heavy discharge came from this Chorabari Lake glacier, that created a lot of this havoc and losses of life and the property. The collapse of the Moraine Dam Chorabari Lake, because this GLOF, this havoc actually, this main damages came because from the Chorabari Lake, and because it is just up on the Kedarnath. We have visited by air also to see after this June 13 floods. Actually, we have visited there just to see how now the lake is there. The main causes of Chorabari Lake collapse was torrential rains. That area received between 15th and 17th June 13. Due to heavy rainfall, glacier, which is likely covered by snow, rapidly melted due to rainwater, allowing large amount of water accumulation in the Gandhi Sarovar Lake. Actually, it is also known as a Gandhi Sarovar Lake. There was no outlets in the lake. Water was simply released through narrow passages set at the bottom of the lake. आपको यहाँ लेक दिख रहा है, ये दिस वाज द लेक, एंड यहाँ पर नैरो इससे जब पूरा व्हेन इट इज कवर्ड विद द ओवरफ्लो करता है तो इससे मोरेन से क्या पाइपिंग हो जाता है, पाइपिंग से पानी हैवी उसमें निकल के निकलने लगता है. Suddenly millions of gallons of water accumulated in Moraine Dam Lake within 3 days, which increased the potential energy, reduced shear strength of the dam. Ultimately, loose Moraine Dam breached, causing an enormous devastation in Kedarnath Valley. So, my dear friends, because it is because of it was dam was of moraine, and it breached, causing enormous devastation. Please see the pictures. Chorabari Lake before disaster. See, this is the moraine, all this loose sand and all this in the Himalayan. When it is snow, covered with this, and when heavy rains are there, this is a moraine blockade. And here you see when water overflows it, when it is topped, when the top whole this water is there, then these are the small, actually the water is released through small piping. Then total over this is filled with what total rainwater plus the melting of the ice. That result is the overtopping of the lake and resulting the heavy damage in the Kedarnath Valley. See these pictures. A view towards the dam beach that enabled the catastrophic outburst flood from Chorabari Lake on June 17. These are the pictures that we have collected from our ISRO team and all Uttarakhand team that had went there, and they have collected these photographs. Now, before and after that, I will see this. This was a before number one. See on number one, water comes from glacier is a single stream. देखिए पूरा पहले एक सिंगल स्ट्रीम से जो ग्लेशियर से पानी आता है, लेक से आता है, दिस व्हाट कम थ्रू ए सिंगल स्ट्रीम. देन large amount of debris lies on the path of this. Lot of this debris is there on this here. Water moves down in 2 streams. इसके बाद ये वाटर जो है 2 streams में create हो गया. Then water moves along in thin channels. ये वाटर इससे मूव करता रहेगा. एंड केदारनाथ सेटलमेंट हमारा यहाँ पर आ गया पूरा. ये केदारनाथ हमारा ये था, ये मंदिर था हमारा. तो यहाँ पर आप, if anybody have visited this place, you will find because this temple actually was saved because of a heavy rock on the top of the just temple. If anybody visited, यहाँ पर एक आकर that rock actually divided this water into the both ways, from this way and from right and left, and that saved the temple. And this, in the second, after this project is there, the channel of the water has now become broader. ये दो काफी हो गया, और इसके बाद देखेंगे 2 and 3 में the debris in its path has disappeared, suggesting it has been carried down by the water. यहाँ पर शायद because of the heavy flash flood and because of the over turning of this lake's water, all this debris June 10th, C13th, accumulated precipitation, June 15. Yeah. And here at number 4, large amount of water has moved into the area from all directions. Devastated Kedarnath settlements. Number 5 में जो आप यहाँ देख रहे थे, it was a temple and this whole this resident area was there. But here you will see the whole this total damaged. Nothing was there when we visited after this. Only temple was there, completed, almost completed. These are some pictures, accumulated precipitations in millimeters. A natural region for it. Heavy incessant rainfall, it trigger for Uttarakhand disaster from 15 to 18 that I have told you already. It was around 375% more than the benchmark rainfall during the normal monsoon. Here you will see on 14th of June, it was 5.66 millimeter, and see on 16th, it was 113. See on 17th, it is on 180 millimeter. 18th, it is 18. So maximum damages came on these 2 days, 16th, 17th, up to 18th only. And that causes a heavy losses of human as the property plus the sea. This data, this will show the rainfall versus the atmospheric pressures, and these are the date wise. Because I have taken actually as a slide on from 10th June to 24th June, and here only the main damages came on 15th, 16th, and 17th. The rainfall. The worst affected areas for this was number 1. On the top, Gangotri, this is the Kedarnath, the Badrinath, Hemkund, Jyotirmath, Roopkund, Gaurikund, worst affected areas. These are the total areas that was affected because of this glacier outburst flood. See now the Choravari pictures. Choravari glaciers and companion glaciers. See how much if the damage by this glacial lake outburst. This is another picture that will show that how much damage occurred in Kedarnath. In figure Choravari Lake after disaster. See, now it totally drained. Earlier it was a lake, but because of this seepage and piping and this outburst and this complete flow, now it is totally empty. The team is there for NIM teams and other these state teams. They have gone for surveying and all things to assess the situation and to disasters. Breaching point of Choravari Lake field photograph 18th October का है after this rainy seasons. ये चोराबारी लेक का बीचिंग पॉइंट था. ये दिस वाज द बीचिंग पॉइंट. टोटल मोरेन एंड दिस एक्चुअली ये सब बह करके पानी के साथ टोटल आ गया. नाउ द स्टोन्स आर देयर. See the overview of the Kedarnath township from Choravari Lake bank after disaster. It is totally actually nothing was left there except temple. Nothing was there. Everything is totally damaged there. And earlier, my dear friends, it was a Rambala from where we have to travel to Kedarnath by either by heli or by road also. But after this, this was the before disasters. It was a very populated area, and a lot of these pilgrims stay here. There, a lot of hotels there, a lot of these shrines were there. But I will show one picture that after this Glacial Lake outburst, this nothing is left, everything damaged, everything destroyed, all the houses destroyed, all these occupants, all these vegetations, all these hotels, all these helipads, everything is disappeared after this flash flood and this Glacial Lake outburst. These are the pictures that Rambala earlier see. Overview of the beaching part of the Chora Lake and Kedarnath towns after the disaster. Total view, when we visited there, we saw like this. Nothing but everything destroyed by these flash floods. Kedarnath township after the disaster, field photo is dated October 17th का है, 2013 का है. Some houses were left alone. Otherwise, everything was totally damaged. And after this helipad was restored, first of all, so that and this is the actually the Kedarnath temple था, और ये पूरा इससे divert करके पानी को पूरा heavy damages occurred because of the glaciers, the lakes, और यहीं पर ये चोराबारी टॉप पर था, चोराबारी यहाँ पर पीछे चोराबारी लेक था. What is in Himalayan regions? The basin is the Brahmaputra, Ganga in this total glacial lakes 294, Ganga में 178, Indus में 31, total 503. Water bodies 1000, Brahmaputra में 1099, Ganga में 105, Indus में 232, total 1525. So these are the total. In Brahmaputra 1393, and in Ganga it is 283. In Indus total 2028. These are the water bodies or the glacial lakes in our basin wise. Now these are some other pictures because of this lake, this flood plus this was our temples here. See, totally because in the upstream actually only this rock actually saved our this temple. When we visited there, actually some restoration work was actually done, and it was actually compacted by the state authorities, and we are able to have a darsana also plus some other studies also. It was totally everything was destroyed, and the platform was around some feet height, and it was totally debris all around our temples. Now, GLOF monitoring and early warning systems. Actually, as I told you earlier, all weather stations were not deployed there, but now the government of India, the state government has deployed early warning systems for Sikkim states and for Uttarakhand states also. Through extensive research, CDEC has deployed India's first GLOF early warning system for Sikkim to protect GLOF, which help the government authorities in case of an impending GLOF event. The GLOF early warning system has the following capabilities. Second, water level sensors developed indigenously by CDEC has been deployed at Shakhocho Glacial Lake, North Sikkim. The near real-time sensors transmit data through INSAT satellite to control center at Gangtok. The flood simulation model runs the simulation for various GLOF scenarios. The model is capable of presenting flood simulation, inundation of information, and flood arrival time in the event of a glacial lake outburst flow. Now, my dear friends, the early warning system has been developed by CDEC and they have been installed in different parts in the Himalayan region. First of all, they installed in Sikkim, but now in Uttarakhand also, and all these weather stations now is monitored by our this even Uttarakhand Irrigation Department also. In IRI, our this most modern this lab has completed. Even this IIT Roorkee, this WRDC, DM, they are also monitoring such things. NIS team, they are also having this software for developing these stations. Number is Kedarnath. Several possible to protect infrastructure against the destructive forces of the GLOF surge. And third one, the careful evaluation by detailed studies of the lake, mother glaciers, damming materials, and the surrounding conditions are essential in choosing an appropriate method and starting any mitigation measures. So, my dear friends, by installing all these instruments, early warning systems, or weather stations, now we are able to measure or to guess how much water will flow and the water will come in how much time it will take, so that we can warn the people. We can have by newspapers or through this Doordarshans or TVs that the people should go for a safe places and should avoid by traveling to the hilly areas or the affected areas. So now these systems has been installed in the Himalayan valleys, especially in the Himalayan states, 6-7 states in that northeastern, the Himachal, the Jammu and Kashmir, and or this Uttarakhand that are covered with the snows and Himalayas regions. The GLOF prevention methods. How you can the Glacial Lake Outburst flood? How can you check? There are several methods. Number one is the artificial deepening of the natural spillway. Second, blasting the moraine dam. Third one, the incline drilling through the moraine dam. And fourth one, in the driving a tunnel from an adjacent deeper lying valley, Norway methods. And the fifth one is the hydraulic siphon techniques. These are all different methods that are being used to prevention of this glacial lake outburst flood, because sometimes you also heard that some lake is formed in some basin, some other forms also moraine dam from the bottom, so that the water will release gradually and that will pass through easily. But sometimes it not happened, and this type of hydraulic siphon techniques also required from the top. Gradually this water will siphon out. Reducing the volume of the lake water. Possible peak surge discharge from GLOF could be reduced by reducing the volume of water in the lake in general. Any one or combination of the following methods may be applied for reducing the volume of the water in the lake. First one, as I told you, the controlled breaching. And this needs a very expert team that will go there and they will have a breach in the lake, so that the controlled run of the water, controlled release of the water will come, and this devastation or the damages could be reduced. Second, the construction of an outlet control structure. Third is the pumping or siphoning out the water from the lake, as I told earlier, and making a tunnel through the moraine barrier or under an ice dam. एक tunnel नीचे बना दी जाए, so that when there is some excess water in the lake, that will come through that tunnel, and this lake is also safe, and there is not a outburst of the lake. My dear friends, if you have any question, you please note down, and at the end of my lecture, I will try to explain these GLOFs after or before effects and how to prevent all these things. The controlled breaching. The controlled breaching is carried out by blasting, excavation, or even by dropping bombs from an aircraft. because the lakes are actually in the remote areas. So access to these points are very hard. So how you reach there for excavation, all things. So for this, we always need take the help from the army personnel by the heli. They reach there, they drop through parachutes, the men there with the instruments, and they will make the drains or siphoning system, or they will try to blast the wall more and more so that the release of the water will start. Number one. Number two, construction of an outlet control structure. For more permanent and precise control of the lake outflow, rigid structures made out of the stone, concrete, or steel can be used. Actually, these are for the measurements just to control the GLOF, lake outburst flood. Because when it happens, after that we have to make a survey and make some permanent and precise control of the lake by construction of the rigid structures made of concrete and steels. This is a permanent structure solution for it. And third one, the pumping or siphoning out the water from the lake. We have to take the flexible pipes through heli or M17 heli, and the people will go there and they will make a tunneling or siphoning there. Making a tunnel through the moraine dam. This again needs a blasting from the top or from the bottom sides, as the scientists or engineers at the moment take the decision for it. Then monitoring and early warning systems, that a program of monitoring of GLOF throughout the country should be implemented using a multi-stage approach, multi-temporal data sets, and multidisciplinary professionals. Focus should be first on the known potentially dangerous lakes. First of all, we have to assess how many lakes are there, and for this, different agencies should be interested that you will study for these lakes. As I have told you, in the Ganga basin, more than 1,000 these lakes and this are there. Water bodies are there in the Himalayan region. They should all be studied but at the same time, you can't study all the lakes and the water bodies in the same time because of the financial problems. So, but year-wise, because this cycle actually happens sometimes in 100 years or sometimes in 150 years or sometimes maybe may occur in 5 years or 10 years, because it is a cycle. And for our this projects, generally we study 100 years flood we take for projects, and for this we have the data in irrigation department or CWCC or in some educational institutions where this data are saved for it. Then brief oversight, reconnaissance with the small format cameras to view the lake of concern more closely. Now all weather stations or some cameras or the instruments are fitted in the Himalayan belt so that we can get information or early warning, like in seismic. For this, the IIT Roorkee has installed so many data centers. If there is any devastation, hackers, seismic, regions in this region, Nepal or this northern or any part of India, then this will be recorded in our this earthquake department IIT, and they will study and they will suggest the remedies to prevent such the earthquakes and all these things. Similarly, we have to monitor these globes with this. I end of this Kedarnath tragedy that I have taken for as our honorable ministers wanted that workshop should be organized, and all the monitoring measures, some instruments should be installed in the valley so that in the future also we can take necessary steps so that this type of incidents couldn't happen in future. Dr. Sugandha, if with this I end my lecture, and if anybody have interaction or question regarding this GLOFs and how this study is necessary in Himalayan regions for this, especially the hydro projects or construction of the all weather roads, all things, they can ask me through this.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for sparing your time for us. There are a few questions. One is from Mr. Mayank Sharma.
Yeah.
He is asking how much accurate these early warning systems are. And also, what is the average time gap between the warning given by these systems and the actual event?
Yeah, it's a very good question. And these instruments by CDAT, actually, I have told you, now have been installed not in this Sikkim state, but in Himalayan, in Uttarakhand state also, in JNK also, for this assessment of this GLOF policy. Actually, this early warning systems, water level sensors, and this all weather stations, they are very, very accurate. And through our these satellites, the time that you are asking for me is very, very less, and that we get an information. Even now the latest instruments are so good and so accurate that minute by minute or hourly basis we are updated, and we get the information, and so that we have our now the information system is also good through WhatsApp or through this televisions, different channels are there. We can alarm the people that please stop going to such an area because the flash flood or some heavy rains or weather is coming. So it's very now time will not take so much, takes an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. Sometimes we'll get even the 24 hours before that, because some predictions when occurred in the Himalayan belt or some changes are going on, because all these circumstances, all these situations, or the dams or the lakes will not burst even a single hour. It takes time just to fill up the lakes, and this that's why this sensors. In the second point, I have put water level sensors. Not means that you have put the sensors at the site also. Through the satellite also, we also monitor the lake levels gradually, and daily we are getting all the reports by our satellite image toward this controlling centers, from where we get the data and collect the data, and we send these collector to our SDRF team and our state team. Then warn the people through district magistrates or through newspapers or through these TV channels, so that the people are aware for it. So the instruments are very accurate nowadays. Even that's why I'm saying that not 24 hours, not 10 hours or 15 hours, even this automatic weather station, they record the continuous data of the lakes, the weather conditions, the quantum of water, and the situation there. So it's very prompt, and it's very perfect system. So there is no time delay now.
Okay. Yes. If you were around UP or Uttarakhand recently, there were a lot of rains, and especially in UP, we got a flood warning pretty early before there was any problem for it. So these systems are really accurate. In US, you get early warning.
The water flows if the heavy rains continues in Himalayas, because you have the two terrains there. One is the Alaknanda, the second is the Bhagirathi River. These are the twins, especially in Garhwal region, and in the Kumaon region is a Kali Ganga, and known as a Sharda in the our this top Srinagar or our this Joshimath from to Hardwar area. Accordingly, we also warn the people that water will come from here to Bijnor. It will take around from Hardwar to Bijnor around 4 hours. From Bijnor to this Gad, it will take again another this 6 or 7 hours. And I will tell you the time exactly. From Hardwar to Allahabad, it will take around 3 days to 4 days to reach this water from. So we have a lot of this time to warn the people who are living surrounding the Ganga Canal or Yamuna Canal or any distributive Brahmaputra or any other Ganga, Kaveri and all these things, so that when we have a sensors, yes, you have a velocity, how much the velocity of the speed, this the time also depends on the velocity, because when there is enormous or a turbulence, heavy this rain is there because of this GLOF, outburst flow, because from globe actually the water beside the water actually debris, actually that is the main damage that causes, because along with this water lot of debris, lot of this clays and stones and all other this materials flow through it, and that will damage the structures in between. Suppose some damage there, and suppose this debris, heavy debris, and with the heavy discharge, with a heavy velocity comes, that will damage. And we have seen, because we have worked in the hydro-mechanical projects in our this Bhagirathi Valley, Maneri Valley phase 1, phase 2. Phase 1 was totally damaged. Our this project was the generation of project was stopped for more than 1 month. So we took around 20 days, 25 days just to clear our this draft tube gates because of this totally stuck in the debris. So time depends upon the flow, the speed of the rain, continuous rain. Sometimes rains continuously, but with less intensity. But if warning is there that cloud, because nowadays you are also seeing that a lot of this cloud busting is there, and this cloud busting actually is nothing but it is a glacial lake outburst flow, because there are two reasons for it. Number one, the heavy rain, the Himalayan. Number two, because of the global warming, so the melting of the ice is so fast that it accumulates that water of the rainwater, and that creates an havoc downstream side also. So it takes around 10 to 12 hours from this Kedarnath Valley or from Badrinath Valley to reach the water at our Srinagar or at our Rishikesh dam barrages. And from here to the plain areas, which is UP, Bihar and this Bengal, from Hardwar, again, it will take to reach that water at our this Allahabad, it will take around 2 to 3 days. And from there again it will take this time around 7 to 10 days from this reach water to from Uttarakhand to Bihar also.
Right. If I'm not wrong, recently with there was a disaster, similar disaster near around Kumbh, and I believe the warning was given early on, and the irrigation department did a good job on diverting water through their gates.
It was actually all of a sudden from Rishikesh. Actually, during this closure work, when in 2015 this Kumbh Mela was organized, we were constructing this Shiv Dhanush bridge, and other this construction work was going on by different agencies, and we are also engaged in that. Around 5 bridges we have constructed during the 2015, especially the Shiv Dhanush bridge. All of a sudden, what happens? The temporary bandha from this our this Rishikesh, water actually rains occurred there, and this authorities release the water through gates. And what happens in Bhimgala barrage, in upper side, we have a temporary bandha over it, just to give the 1,000 cubic of water at Harki Pauri, because it is an agreement with a tri-party agreement with the Ganga Sabha, Irrigation Department, and the Kumbh and the government. So it is a tri-party agreement. So we have to release this water to the pilgrims, so that they can have a bath at the Har Ki Pauri. But what happens, because this is a temporary bandha, and all of a sudden this extra water came at the time around 20,000, more than 20,000 cubic of water that was flowing, although we diverted it through our main barrage systems after generation at Chila powerhouse. And this temporary bandha was made by just say the moraine in the hilly sand, but it was sand RBM, river bowl materials we have put it, and it damages. And although it was controlled within 2 hours, 3 hours of time by opening the gate at our Bhingoda barrage, so at the downstreams. So no damages occurred too much, but and the team's prompt action, they took it by releasing the water through the main gates of the barrage. So it happens, but because now the information system is so fast that we get an information from top to the bottom from the Tihri dam, that we also know that how much the water is being released from the Tihri through generations. And we know the water, how much water is coming from the Srinagar. If any water or any happens comes at Srinagar, they will warn our different stations. CWC teams is there. Our power generation stations are well connected with each other. So they are well informed. Even within no seconds, we get the information that how much of water is being released from our this Srinagar or Tihri dam, or in between how much that water is being there through rainwater by assessing the areas, how much the total water is there. So because of this real-time sensors of this rains, we assess the situation in the downstreams, and accordingly we inform our authorities so that they will take preventive measures to take care of all these things.
Right. There is another question from Radhikesh Prasad Nanda. They're asking how tunnel will work when glacier is loaded with heavy rain. If it works, won't it be choked?
Yeah, it can be choked, my dear friends, you are right. But it will choke when some bigger stones will block the entry or inlet of the tunnel over it. And the tunnel construction that I have told you, these are the permanent moraine or a soft rock is there. And when this accumulate this water, because normally it doesn't happen. See, thousand years has passed, but nothing came from it. Or we are less worried about it because at that time this population was there, and the pupils were not going too much in numbers for the pilgrims in Kedarnath or in Badrinath. Earlier, actually, you all know in Hindu mythology, after the age of 50 or 60 years, when they are free from marriage of their children, then they have the darshan of Char Dham Yatras. So if they come back, then well and good. If they don't, they'll say they will go get the moksha. So now, because our this latest technologies in different fields, even we get the imaginary pictures from satellites, and so everything we are aware about it. So by constructing the tunnels, it doesn't mean that you will construct it in the underground or hilly tunnel, and that will not choke. Intake will not put these bars and all things, because the tunnels are just for releasing of the water gradually from the lake formed by this GLOF. Actually, Glacial Lake Outburst Flood is not a routine, daily or yearly. So that's why I'm saying it is a cycle. It is a cycle that may reoccur in 100 years. They can reoccur in 1 year, in the next year, or it will take 25 years. But we have to take these measures, because once we have the data of this June 13, 16 to 18 June, we have this much of data. lot of this discharge came, and now we have measured that data also. So in Chorabari Lake or in the Gandhi Sarovar Lake, that is on the top of this Kedarnath shrine, this small these tunnels through pipes laid down in the bottom, and gradually the water flows through it. Because the tunnels are not made at the bottom. So that's why you are saying that it will not be choked, because it will choke when the tunnel is made at the bottom of the lake. If you construct the tunnel at the bottom of the lake, my dear friends, then it will choke, because the water will flow from the lake bottoms. But now, actually, tunnels are on the upper areas, because on a minimum, this water will be stored in there, and when it will overflow, just like in Nainital Lake, the gates are there after a certain level of water crosses there. Automatic sensors are there. The gates will open and water will pass through it. So the tunnels are not at the bottom, but but below the maximum top level of the water level, so that it will not choke. Only the free clear water will flow through it. Dr. Sugandha, any other question? I think it will clear, because if the tunnel is at the bottom of any lake in the whole world, not in India, but any time, anywhere, then it will be choked through these stones or these pebbles or the ice blocks also. But if the tunnels are constructed taking the minimum water level, that will not be damaged to all the structures, then water will overflow through the tunnels and it will not be choked at all.
All right. Sir, there is another question from Kumar Mandal. He is asking if you may please discuss about the types of permanent structures which can be made for controlling the energy of flow of gushing water from GLOF along the probable flow path.
Yeah, it is very good questions. Some environmentalists, they object for it. The hydro structures, they are the totally a permanent solution in the Himalayan or in the hilly areas, because by constructing these dams, we will store these water not for this irrigation, not for drinking, but for power generation also. So by constructing a big dams like Tihri Dam, that's why I given an example that my dear friend have listened to that in 1924. That's why I given example of this Ganga, and as and when I get an opportunity to have a with the history of irrigation and construction of Ganga Canal, then I tell that in 1924, 40 hours continuous rains came, and it was 6,40,000 cubic of water that is written in the history of this Ganga, and that totally damaged the British era construction at Hardwar also. But now, by constructing just a Tihri Dam, that is a lake of 42 kilometers, and that had totally changed the flora and fauna of the area also, and continually throughout the year, we get 2,000 this megawatt of this power potential, the clean power, the green power, plus the throughout the year around 300 cubic of water, 400 cubic of water, or sometimes if needs 500 cubic of water that releases from Tihri by just generation of water, we'll get throughout the year in the Ganga Canal. Otherwise, Ganga Canal during this May and June, this flood is around 6,000, 7,000 cubic of water. There's no melting. This is a perennial river, and by constructing this bigger dams in Himalaya, although some people will object because they will create some havoc if this damages structures damages. But my dear friends, when the structures are constructed in the areas, we have to take all these safety measures by diverting the water through our spillways and through these tunnels or through bypass systems. So no damage will be there. like solar energy, although we have given an importance to the hydropower, so that these structures and this the sites development, river these trainings, rivers will also occur after having this GLOF study, training of the rivers, and this will really check the damages in the Himalayan valleys. So by constructing, in my opinion, dams at different places, or say the construction of the cascading, like in Yamuna Valley, we have made different 7 this hydropower stations, and we have totally checked, and only in Tuni and Plasso, if they are also constructed, then the total this water will harnessed, and the structures are there, and gradually in all these points we will store some water, and all of a sudden from Hatnikund this devastations or damages will not occur. So by constructing different cascading dams and power stations, it will be one of the best solutions for it.
Thank you, sir. So there is another question from Govind Kant Mishra. He's asking about any specific characteristics of soil between Chorabari Glacier and Kedarnath, which may be responsible for high erosion.
Yeah, you are right. That's why I have told you. I will show one picture. See this picture. I have used one word, moraines. Actually, breaching point moraine actually it is a very soft rock. And between different rocks you are seeing small pebbles. Taksugandha, you are able to see?
Yes, sir.
These are the very soft rocks or moraine, or you may say a sand with pebbles, known as RBM, riverbed materials. So these are actually, that's why in Uttarakhand, Himalayas, it is known as a new and soft Himalayas, rocks. Because if the rains is there, means the small, this porous, this sand will flow through it, and it will be empty, and this stone or this will come down, all these stones. So this moraine, actually soil is responsible for the breach of this Sarovar or Chorabari Lake. And because it is not a clay, so it is a porous in nature. So water, you are seeing here, water is coming through the capillaries from these lakes. But when there is a havoc, when the glacial lake outburst flow, or there is also a melting of the Himalayan ice from the top. And this occurs because they are the two situations there. One was actually, that's why the people are worried about the global warmings. But sometimes we see that due to this global warming also, or the warming that I said in last 50 years, 1 degree to 1.5 degree temperature has increased. So ice melts so fast at the top. And this will add water, and the continuous rain, also this Chorabari, this was totally filled with water. And the drains were not sufficient just to release that water, lake water. So these moraine, the soft rocks, were responsible for just overturning of this lake. Any other question? I think it's clear. Soft rocks or moraine, this because that will not hold the water for a long time. After gradually the breach, the total this the lakes side will damage and the flow of water will come through in a continuous like a canal system or a like total river. The flow will come through with enormous speeds with pebbles and other this materials.
Right. Thank you, sir. Another question is from Akash Srivastav. He's asking, doesn't construction on natural flow of river will lead to endangering the flora and fauna at that place and the life that depends at the life dependence at the downstream of the construction?
No. My dear Ashish, flora and fauna will not be hampered at all because as per the Government of India, the Ministry of Environmental and Climate Change, minimum 20% of water of the flow has to be released through these systems, canals or river systems. So all through, because when we construct a tunnel for this 5 or 6 kilometer of length, water quantity will be less, but flora, fauna, or the fishes, or these water, these animals or these things, they will move towards the downstream or upstream. Even in the dams also, the fish ladder is also constructed so that the fishes, they will also move from the bottom to the up and up to the down. So flora and fauna will develop. Even now, if you have visited this Ganga or Yamuna Valley, along with the Dak Pathar or this Chibro or other places also, you will see because of the moisture, because of the water quantity available there, the flora and fauna, they will flourish like anything. Even I will give in one more example. When there was no Ganga canal, I will tell Mr. Srivastava, he will understand, and I'll go back in 18th century. In 1832, 28 to 32, there was a famine, actually drought, in not only in UP, but in the North India. And at that time, it was a British government, East India Company was there, ruling this India. I'm talking about this flora fauna, not only flora fauna, but I am talking about the how many these people died because of the drought, because of the shortage of the water, and because of the cultivation. So at that time, the British government, East India Company, they were only the army officers. They were posted in BG. It was the very oldest institution in India, Bengal Engineering Group. That was a unit of the army of the East India Company or a British. They shifted this headquarters earlier from Calcutta to Ludhiana, then Ludhiana to Roorkee. That's why we have to worship our Sir Kotle. He was just an army officer of the rank of the lieutenant. He envisaged we are not talking about just flora and fauna at that time also. So he just diverted this water from Hardwar to Kanpur by constructing these longest man-made canals. At that time, it was capacity was around 6,500 cubic of water, now increased to 13,000 cubic of water. And it is written in the notebook or in the history of this Ganga canal system that flora and fauna developed with not only double speeds but with 3 to 4 times before it was there. Because as and when there is a water bodies in the areas, the flora and fauna definitely will flourish there. A lot of water is there. But sometimes the flora fauna will, because it is although it is a perennial river, but Sometimes if during this winter you visit Maneri or Kedarnath or Badrinath, you will see just a 6 cubic, 7 cubic of water is just there, very narrow this escape, like a small escape. So by constructing these structures throughout the year, you will get the water, and these species will flourish in there. So there is no question of this flora and fauna. Even we have studied, I have studied myself for tuning this project about the effect of this construction of these tunnels in our Tones Valley. And there also I have studied this GLOF also, and from GLOF study we have taken the additional measures just more gate, so that we have abundance of water and we can release that water as and when required for it. And we have presented our case to the Ministry for Environment and Forest in New Delhi by just conducting a study regarding the flora and fauna. So we found that more this greenness is there, more this moisture in the area, more of this forest area will be green. Grazing of the cattle will be more easy, and the fishes, because pond lake is there, so we have got a lot of these different species of the fishes will develop in that. So flora and fauna will flourish, not will damage any after effect. I have not seen, because I myself have made any study for this flora and fauna in the areas by construction of the dams and rivers. Because we release the water throughout the river with certain quantity of water, and by natural adaptability to the circumstances, all these species will flow through water at a safe place or where this abundance of water is available for them for survival. So there is no question of flora and fauna. By studies, I myself made a study, and I found that flora and fauna, environmental issues will not come into the way for construction of these structures.
Right. Thank you, sir. I think in an extension to that, I would also like to say that all the different departments of civil engineering should work together in order to create a more sustainable environment around the construction along the rivers. So that the problem for flora and fauna, if there is at all, that should be addressed appropriately.
Yeah, addressed. The safe structures.
Right. Any other questions from the audience? You may please unmute yourself and ask the question directly to Mr. Yadav. If there are no further questions, I will like to ask Dr. Ashish Kumar to give his closing arguments.
Thanks, Linda. It was really a very nice interaction with Narendra Yadavji, and he provided a good insight on the GLOF and his valuable comments, and he also shared his experience during his work, and we all have got benefited from this aspect. And in fact, it was really a new topic for all of us, and we all get benefited from this. And thank you, Yadavji, for providing or giving us this insight on this topic. And it was very comprehensive, and we will surely welcome you in our university when it will start functioning again in online mode and in offline mode. Presently, we are running in online mode due to this COVID situation, and we will invite you in our university, and we will meet you in physical mode also. Thank you, Yadavji.
Thank you, Ashish Kumar and Dr. Suvidha Singh. Because I am sorry, first of all, I am sorry because some of this technical problem on this my laptop that occurred. Because some lectures, this type of actually lectures are more useful when you are just in front of the students.
Yeah,
So
yes.
that if they have any question like how these constructions are going on, how these studies are going on, how these instruments are being fitted in our this Himalayan areas, then I could have been able to address their problems in their front. But I will try in future also. That I don't know what happened today with my although this laptop is the latest HP, and I'm not able to open this camera and running of the slides properly. So
No
sorry
problem,
for
sir.
this, but
No problem, sir. It happens. It happens sometimes. It is not an issue.
because because I am basically a hydro-mechanical and steel structures engineer, and I have a lot of this experience regarding this type of studies. Even for GLOF, actually, this topic was new to me also. I was actually when the in charge of this Tuni and Arakud Tuni hydro projects of 72 and 81 megawatt. Was in charge of it. At that time also, actually, it was not mandatory earlier before June 13 flood came. After June 13 flood came, then we have a lot of this damages at our this Maneri Valley stage 1, stage 2, Juchada, other structures. So Government of India took a bold step that for a new projects, this GLOF actually made mandatory for all of us. So until unless we have a GLOF study, the CWC will not clear our these projects. So the Glacial Lake Outburst Flood actually sometimes actually this is just a it is not a Ashish, it is not a physically measurement of the discharge. Now the softwares are being prepared, and even in Uttarakhand, our this software is available with NIH, National Institute of Hydrology. We have to pay for them for their software, and they will make a study for it, and they will give that this much of discharge will come additionally along with the normal discharge that is available with our data. So this GLOF study is necessary for construction of any these projects in the Himalayan air valley. Number one. Number two, this GLOF study is mandatory or essential just to save the people, those who are living nearby these reservoirs or these canals or the rivers or water bodies. Because in that's why I have told you that a lot of these thousands of these water bodies and lakes are there in the Himalayan regions, in Brahmaputra and Yamuna and all these rivers. So we have to study these. Even the educational institutions like you, the prominent institutions, you can hire such. You can give to your PhD holders or MTech holders some small project just to study just a small part of a water body, that how this water flow through it, or have an at a spot study or a visit to the Himalayan regions yearly, like BITS planning. Students came to our Roorkee government workshop for their 6 weeks program or 8 weeks program. Then we could able to teach them or to guide them to show some sites also that this type of this students help them, because theoretically you are the best professor because you teach and we as a field officers can give you or can guide you that what are the necessary measurements to check in future. So as and when I got an opportunity, definitely we will try to come to your campus, and not only this GLOF study, but for environmental or global warming or construction or a history of irrigation, the whole world, how this irrigation developed, how this civilization developed. These are because the topic of the civil engineers. And for mechanicals, if you are interested the construction of the dams and these hydro-mechanical structures, especially for hydropower stations, the penstocks and all things, definitely we can share our views, just not just for giving the new generations the practical aspects that what the precaution they must take in future when they will go for field duties. So thank you, Mr. Ashish Kumar.
Thank you, sir.
Dr.
Thank you, sir.
Sundar,
Thank you for your nice
for
words.
arranging such a nice lecture. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you everyone for joining. Please do not forget to give your feedback. The feedback link is in the chat box. For the e-certificate, it is mandatory for everyone to fill the feedback form. So please go ahead and fill the same. I would like to thank Dr. Ashish Kumar for being here. Thank you, sir, for approving the event and helping us with organizing this event. And thank you, Mr. Narendra Yadav, for giving you valuable insight on the study. Mr. Mayank Khardaha, do you have a question? Your hand is raised. If not, we would like to...
I think we should close the session now.
Yes, we would like to end the session here.
If anyone having any further questions, they can fill in the feedback form, and we will make you contact with Narendra ji, and we will try to resolve your...
Always welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.